Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all again for tuning in to another episode of the Dope Sessions podcast. I'm your host, Kelvy. I know it's been a while, but I did drop two newer episodes, so if you guys want to check that out as well, do me a favor and go check that out. That's The Media is Trash and Superman is Black. First of all, thank y'all again, for tuning in and listening to those episodes as well. But these episodes coming up are going to be very, very different. I recently got the chance to go to Anime Midwest to not only cover Anime Midwest, but I got the chance to cover the Microphone Misfitz. For those that don't know about the Microphone Misfitz, the Microphone Misfitz are a indie group here in Chicago. They are the first hip-hop group to ever go to China, to perform in China since China banned hip-hop in 2018. During the pandemic, I got the chance to do a lot of episodes of the Dope Sessions podcast. One of the episodes, I got to interview D-Nick. D-Nick is the main vocalist and the creative director for the Microphone Misfitz. My goal was to actually interview the Microphone Misfitz. Me and D-Nick are really good friends, and I wanted to interview all the Microphone Misfitz, but I couldn't get them at the time, so D-Nick actually did me a solid, and we did the podcast together. Around that time, D-Nick and the Microphone Misfitz, they dropped a EP called Midwest Anime. They did the project for Anime Midwest, which is one of the is an anime convention that happens here in Illinois. They didn't get to go or do anything to promote that particular project because, of course, we were going through COVID and everything was shut down. Nobody was, doing anything of that nature. So this year, they actually got the chance to do it. It was suggested to me that I should apply for press passes. And I was like, maybe, like in my mind, I was like, I wanted to do it, but I was just like, I'm kind of a independent podcast. I was like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. They might say no. But I gave them the information. I gave them names of my team because I wanted them to go as well. And I ended up getting the press passes. And so off and running. So I got the press passes and I'm excited. We're having production meetings, damn near every Sunday until, it was time to do Anime Midwest. Then something incredible happened. My team, we ended up being the host for 2 panels, and you're gonna see those panels on other episodes of the Dope Sessions podcast as well in this series. I got to host a panel called Flow Spitting and Misfitting, and that was about the Microphone Misfitz. So I really did get my opportunity to interview and talk to all of them in one room, and that was amazing. And my producer, Dre, he got to do a panel as well called the Mr. Popo Effect. And like I said, you'll see those you'll see those ones too when we put them out. But great stuff. So I do want to shout out my team because without them, none of this would ever be possible. I want to shout out D-Nick. I want to shout out the Microphone Misfitz. I want to shout out Chelsea, Damon. I want to shout out Spicy. I want to shout out Tree, Dre, and Marcus. We got so much footage, y'all. It's crazy, and I cannot wait to show you everything that we got, right? So, what can I say about the con that, well, I'll say this. It has been my dream ever since I knew these cons existed. It has always been my dream to be able to go to one of these cons. Have I ever gotten the chance to go? No. Mainly because of timing, or sometimes it being money issues. So those were the kind of things that I had reasons why I couldn't go to some of these cons, right? So when I applied for the press passes, I really wanted to go because it was my opportunity to actually do something that I've always wanted to do. And I got that chance, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Like I joke around with some of my friends and say that I can be a bougie bitch sometimes, but and so I remember saying that to D-Nick, and he was like, yeah, because I heard you didn't like all that walking. And it wasn't that. The only time the walking really bothered me was when we had to go pick up the press passes. So I met up with Dre, and then me and Dre went down to the convention and the convention was in Rosemont. So I had to take a Green Line train. Look, so y'all know I live in Chicago, right? So I took the Green Line train, got off at a stop, had to transfer to the Blue Line. Got on the Blue Line, got off at the Rosemont, and then we had to walk to the convention center, which is, I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, the problem came when it was really finding where we had to go to get the press passes. We went around in so many circles, and people saying to us, oh, you should go this way and that way and this way, and then we get lost, and then it's like, no, you should go this way, and then we get lost, and it was just like all this stuff. I think we walked around for a straight hour, right? That was the only time I had a problem with the walking. And then when we finally got there, when we finally got there, we almost didn't even get our press passes. We almost had to come back up there the next day, which was the day that the con started, right? But me and Dre talked to the woman at the register. We told her, we was like, look, ma'am, we were getting sent off. We were walking this way and that way. We just found this. And we ain't gonna really have time to come and pick up our passes and then try to, find everybody to pick up the cameras and stuff like that so we can start shooting. But luckily, she understood. She helped us out. She gave us our press passes. We left, and then we had to just prepare for the next day. So the day of Anime Midwest, right? I'm nervous. Never been at these cons before. I hear stories about the cons. I also hear stories about, how black people sometimes get treated at these conventions, right? I was a little bit worried because although black people do love these things, we love anime, we love comic books, we love being able to cosplay as some of the people that we really like. But then there's often these things that happen where it makes you feel like we don't belong. I remember reading about this one con where this black guy dressed up as Ben Affleck's Batman, and he was getting messages like saying N-words can't be Batman and all this other stuff. And so for a person who is a blurred, or a geek or who loves all of this stuff, who pays money for all of this stuff, who wants to be a part of stuff like this. Sometimes it makes it hard. And for a person who is not only there to experience the first con he's ever been to, but to also cover it, it was very eye-opening. And I say that because at this particular convention, I didn't feel that I didn't belong, because I felt like we did. And that put me in a better position of how I felt. And maybe because it's anime, from what I always hear, the comic book conventions make you feel like you don't belong. But it seems like the anime community makes you feel like you belong. Unless I'm missing something, but that's how I felt. I felt like we did belong. And even though I was behind the camera and trying to figure out what the next shot was going to be, what panels should we go to, I want to cover this, I want to get this, I want to get stuff on the floor. I got to interview people. I got to do this, and that. I really did stop in some of those moments and actually got to see what it was like to be at the con, what it was like to be in this convention, what it was like to walk around. And I saw beautiful people, black, white, Asian, Latin, just a lot of beautiful people being able to dress up as their favorite characters, be able to be there with friends, be able to be there with their family. I saw a lot of family members there, moms and dads and their kids, and the moms and dads are dressed up as anime characters, and you know, there's lots of pictures that me and Marcus took. And I also gotta shout out Marcus for this too, because Marcus showed me a lot of the shortcuts to get around to the convention. I got to see some great things, man. I saw black people have booths there and people buying stuff from black vendors, and whether it was Chelsea's table, the Microphone Misfitz table, I seen some black artists tables there. I saw, gay and lesbian people have tables of books and everything like that, and people were going to them and seeing what they brought there and wanted to buy this stuff. And I thought that was great. It gave you a sense of, we really do belong here. Oh, the coolest thing that I got to see, and I took a picture of it, and after I took a picture of it, I got the chance to actually talk to her. And she was dressed up, it was a black girl, she was dressed up in her cosplay as Chun-Li from Street Fighter. And I was so happy to see that, because number one, she looked super dope in her cosplay. Two is because Street Fighter is one of my favorite video games of all time. And three, really the most important part, is Chun-Li is one of my favorite characters of all time in any video game. Matter of fact, she might even be number one of my favorite video game characters of all time. And I saw this black woman I should say, dressed as Chun-Li. And I remember taking a picture of her. She just smiled and we dapped each other up and we just kept it moving. And I like that experience alone, and getting to see different people's interpretations of characters that they love. That's the one thing that I really enjoyed as well. Just being on the floor. I got to see black artists do art like for anime, and it just looked beautiful. And just being able to walk the floor and see all these different characters. I took a picture of somebody that was cosplaying as Ash from the Evil Dead series. So, and Freddy Krueger. Like, it was so much going on that it took me by surprise. I loved every minute of it. It reignited my love for anime, because I've been dormant on watching anime for a while. And it has nothing to do with what the anime is or what they're putting out. It's just so much stuff to watch, and there's so much stuff to read, and so much stuff to do, and it's just like all this stuff, and it takes a lot of stuff away. But after that convention, I did start watching. I started watching Demon Slayer. I got back into watching One Piece, which was one of my favorite shows when I used to watch the Adult Swim, like when they used to do, or the Cartoon Network when they would do the Toonami stuff. And like, I'm thinking it was either Toonami or Adult Swim that showed One Piece. I can't remember, but it was in that Saturday spot. So I got to like get reacquainted with One Piece, which was one of my favorite shows when I was watching it before. And so I just love One Piece. I'm loving what I see with Demon Slayer. It really just kind of, sitting there and talking about anime, it brought back a lot of like oh man, like I really do miss watching anime. I really miss watching this and learning about this and stuff like Attack on Titan and One Punch Man and and then I told everybody that I was planning on trying to get into like the Studio Ghibli stuff and watching like that particular like Spirited Away and stuff like that, because I've never seen those things. So those movies, so I want to watch those movies, because those movies, like I see like the trailers and like little stuff here and there, and it looks amazing and looks beautiful, and so I plan on watching that. Like I said, that's the one thing it did for me that I can honestly say it really brought back my love for anime. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Dope Sessions podcast. This is going to be visual, right? So you guys are going to see everything. You're going to see everything from a lot of people's eyes. And I can't wait for you guys to experience not only this episode, but the other episodes we have in the series as well. Thank y'all again for tuning in to the Dope Sessions podcast. I'm your host, Kelvy. I will see you guys again next time. Peace.
We got Discount Thanos. So when you snap your fingers, what happens?
I don't know, man. It's just random every time. You never know. Who knows what happens? It's anyone's guess, man.
Stay away from the Discount Thanos snap.